Hello, how are you doing? And in this video we'll be doing instead of just completing this, which I will come back to, there is this bottom line which we could fix. I want to come to the top here and fix this too. We'll fix this and then we'll fix this. Alright, so now how we're gonna do it is simple. We start first of all with locating this button, this form at the top. So find this form, which is basically this one at the top, search for courses. Look at it, search for courses. Now the concept to make, we're trying to make this button appear as if it's inside this form, the way it is right here. As you can see, this button appears as if it is inside this form, and here this button appears as if it is inside this form. That's what we're trying to achieve. Alright, now to do that is not too hard. First of all, if you observe, the trick is in making sure that this left column, this left border, look at this border, this input field has this border around it. But then if we remove this last border and then put a border around this one, the top of this button, the right of it and the bottom of it, then we remove this border, then it will appear as if it is inside, because that's exactly what they have here. They have a border that goes this way all the way, then comes here and appears as if it doesn't have a border here, so it naturally flows in. Alright, so that's what we're gonna do in this video. So but before we proceed, you need to observe that this place is white. This background is actually pure white. Then these ones are sort of a little darker, somewhere around gray. So that's what we're gonna do. We have to make this background white first. Alright, this is Udemy. In ours we have this, our background is not 100% white. You may not be able to observe it because you're watching through a screen, but I can see that it's not 100% white. In fact, the inside of this is white, but the outside here is not white. So we need to convert this to white, and the inside we convert it to this. Alright, so let's go ahead. The way to do that is to locate the navigation bar. So come to your code. At the start of the body tag, you will see the navigation bar. As you can see, the navigation is light and the BG is light, so we're going to give it white, not just light. So if we give it white and we come and refresh, you see it's now white. Now that is white, you can now start seeing these buttons. You see the background of these buttons and the background of this. So there's our opportunity now to make the inside of this to be this color, which is BG light. In Bootstrap, you can find background colors. If you go to Bootstrap, you see, come here, type background, you'll see background color. You see background color. When you click on it, you see different background colors. You see secondary, you see BG success, BG danger, and whatever. So we'll try secondary first. Although I know it will be too dark, eventually we'll use BG light. So we have to locate that form. Look at that form here and look at the input box. So we're gonna add simply BG secondary. Now we've added it, we can refresh. You see it's too dark for us, so we're gonna use BG light, and that kind of makes sense. You see BG light. Now the other thing we have to do is to remove the border. So to remove the border, we're gonna set border 0, and like I said before, okay, let's check it just to make sure that it works perfectly. So it now flows into this perfectly. So now what you have to understand is that if you want to learn more about borders, you just come here and type border. It's under utilities. Alright, so you click on it, then you read a lot about borders, because we're about to we might end up doing one or two more things with borders. Alright, so when you look at this border, this third to last, which is this rounded left, you see that it's rounded a bottom left. If you look at this one, you see that it's rounded right. Rounded right kind of makes this edge curved and this other edge curved, but this one's straight. This is exactly what we need in the button, because if we go back, we'll see that this button, look at this button, it's rounded all around. No, we just need it to be rounded on these two extremes. while this one is 100% straight. Then we need this one, this box, to be 100% straight too on this extreme. Alright, so we go here and add rounded right, no, not rounded, rounded left. So only the left is rounded for this input box. Then for this button, we'll do rounded right. Now we have rounded right. We can refresh. I'm surprised it's not taking effect. If something like this doesn't work, we might resort to using raw CSS to do that. But normally it should work. So it appears that property only works on images. Alright, now it wouldn't work on us. We're gonna use raw CSS. So let's add CSS. We'll do style, and what our style will say is that border border radius, border left border radius. We're gonna set it to 0. So this is how it works. Look at how border radius works. So let me use this as an example. This is the first one. This is top left. This is top right. This is bottom right. This is bottom left. So that is how it rolls. It moves in clockwise position. So we're gonna add top left first, top right, bottom, and bottom left. All right. So let's go and do it. So border radius, we're trying to set the first one, top left. We can set it to 5 pixels. That is the curvature. Then top right, we set it to 0 pixels. Bottom right, 0 pixels. Then bottom left, 5 pixels. That should be in the input. We're trying to do it in the input. Exactly, this is what we're trying to do. So we're trying to, this rounded left is not working. I'm deleting it. This is where we want to do it, so that the right side will be straight up. The right side here, I want it to be straight. So if we reload, the right side is straight, but you can't see it. I can see it. So let's do it for this button too, so that the left side of this button will be straight. So in this button, we'll do the same thing. Style. We'll do border dash radius, and then we'll do 0 pixels top left, top right 5 pixels, then bottom right 5 pixels, bottom left 0 pixels. So this sorts our problem. So we come here and refresh, and makes sense. So it now looks as if it is inside this one. So we can quickly copy what we did to this guy. To do that, we have to disable the border first. Where is it? Border 0. Okay, so let's copy this CSS for the text. So for you, in your own case, you can take this CSS out to an external CSS file. That's okay. And here, then we go and get the second one, which is this. Then we'll put it in the button as style. So we go and refresh. Keep your eye on this. We're trying to eliminate this. So reload. It's gone. Boom. Makes sense right now. It naturally flows. Another thing we can do is to eliminate the border. You understand? So if we go to CSS border, I think this video is becoming too long. I will have to stop it at some point. I will have to. So if you go to the border under utilities borders, you will see that you can turn off a border in Bootstrap by just mentioning which of the borders you want to off. In this case, we want to off the left border or the right. I don't know which of them that has it. So let's turn off the right border for the input box. So here we'll say border right, turn off. Then we'll do the same thing for this one, border left, turn off. So border left, it's turned off. So we can now check. So you see there's a border here. Let's just confirm that we're designing exactly what's in Udemy. There is no border in Udemy's one. So let's reload. See, our border is gone. So we're good like this. Another thing we can just check before we go is that this thing is actually red in color. So let's do a red. See, this one is not red. Let's do a red. And the red icon would be here. Look at the icon for that search. We can just do text danger, and we'll do the same thing for the one on top. where is it, text danger. So we can add text danger to make the icon round, this icon to be red. Refresh and it's red. So guys, thank you very much for this video. See you in the next video.